Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. I am going to show you or give you a living room slash dining room tour. So it's not fully renovated yet, and you'll see obviously when I show you, but I thought I'd give you a tour and also like how we did it, costing and stuff like that, as much as possible. I don't know if I can remember all of it, but and also I thought I'd show you the other plans that we've got for this room to like finish it off. But yeah, so I thought that might be quite interesting, and I think it'd be nice as well to look back on when we have done it and, you know, see how far that we've actually come and stuff. So yeah. Okay, so I'm in the currently being renovated, just being plastered hallway, and there's only one door and going up the stairs, and it's this door. So I suppose we should start off with the door because it wasn't here originally. We replaced it. It was like a 1970s style door with like glass panes and gloss edges. It wasn't very pleasant. So we got this one from B&Q and then I stained it. And these handles were actually on that 70s style door. So John just polished them up and put them back on. John's brother Lee put the doors on with John's help and his dad's help because he'd done them in his house, so he knew what he was doing. So that's how they got fitted. What are they called? The stuff that goes around the edges, I've forgotten what they're called. The stuff that goes around the edges, I might think of architraves. The architraves are obviously not on yet. And we do have them, but we need to fill in some gaps, not so much on this side, but you can see there's quite big gaps here. We need to fill them in and stuff basically before we... If you can hear some fizzing, by the way, I've got a can of Diet Coke. Just in case you're wondering what that noise is, if you can hear it. So yeah, so obviously that's one of the things we need to finish. So then we've got new light sockets as well. They were off somewhere online, like something like, oh, I don't even know. It was online. I had a link. I saw a link from someone else on Instagram. And yeah, I basically nabbed it. I'm going to put my can down there for a moment. And my hand's hurting because I'm holding the camera funny. Just going to do a few things. Anyway, so this next section. So this bit, I'm kind of basically splitting the room into threes. And this is like the third section. Or 1/3 of the section. The first one. So it's kind of like, I guess, the entrance bit, I suppose. So this mirror I got from an antiques place. There's loads of local vintage and antique places near us. And that's from one of them. I think it was like £38 or something. So this lamp actually it didn't come as a full lamp, so the base was like £3.50 from a charity shop. I think it was Salvation Army charity shop. And then this lampshade is from TK Maxx. I think it was like £12.99 or £14.99, something like that. Then I've just popped a load of photos in here, like there's John, our friend Carl and his brother Lee. The first organised run that John had done. That was last year. This is obviously our wedding day. We're walking to our reception. We got married in Italy, just so you know. And then this is some artwork I got when we went to Wales, and it's of Cardiff because that's where we were. And then this is also a different holiday in Wales at the beach. That was also last year. Obviously you can see it's Molly and John. And then this was last year. It wasn't my birthday, but it was August for sunflower picking. And this cabinet I actually got in a second-hand shop near where we used to live in Netherfield, and it was something like £20, and it's got so much storage in it with these drawers and everything, but it was all with this white gloss and had a weird sort of lip thing at the back. And these are the original handles that we spray painted gold, and we spray painted these bits gold, and then obviously painted it all like pink. But it was sitting in our spare room and I hadn't upcycled it, and it literally was for years up in our last house. And then it came here and I knew what I wanted to do with it. So it was meant to be. So this section, as you can see, the road, lovely. We haven't got much of like a front garden, but we don't go straight onto the streets, that's okay. So I really liked this bay window when we came, but it's not original. So you can't see it now because we've corrected it. But basically there was a massive hole when you pulled out the skirting board. So when we renovated, we pulled out the windowsill, which this isn't the original windowsill, pulled it out, and there's a great big hole. We could just see the floor, the bottom. It was like okay. So John put some stands up to hold the window up, and then we blocked it off, so there's like a panel underneath, and then there's like loft insulation and stuff, and then he made this windowsill with obviously planks of wood that we got from Wickes, and then we stained it, and obviously he glued it together and everything. And as you can see, it hasn't been finished off yet. We're part in the finishing off process because there's basically a massive gap there. So we're correcting that, but it's one of the ongoing little projects we've got at the moment. These baskets, they came from the last house. I think I got them from Amazon, but yeah, I brought them with me. The curtains, we've got new curtains and new curtain pole, and I think they're all from Dunelm. The curtains definitely are. And then my Easter tree. And then I did a little like reading nook here. So the chair is from TK Maxx. I worked there, so I got some money off it because staff discount. And I think the baskets are from there as well. They were in our last house in our bathroom, I think. And they've just got like Molly's toys in, look. And a little handle that she can pull, but she never does. She just kind of pulls it out instead. But yeah, that's for her. And then again, John made these shelves. We stained them. The wood's from Wickes, the stain's just from B&Q, and I think they're from eBay, the brackets, I think. And yeah, these are all just my classic books. Yeah, just the classics, not all my books. And this obviously needs sorting. So apparently we need to take the radiator off again to stretch this out a bit. And then we're going to put like a white covering, you know, one of those plastic covering things over it so that you can't see them. Obviously, again, that's another finishing off thing that we need to do. Right, now here's the story, guys. So these originally, when the property was built, was a chimney. There's another one over the other side, which I'll show you too. And in the 70s, this place got renovated and they blocked it up and put some Grecian style lights with here, like uplighters with like little shelves on. And when we pulled them out, because I was like, that has to go, honestly, they stuck out like a sore thumb, they look so ridiculous. And I was like, we need to get rid of them. So John pulled them out and so much stuff came out, I can't even lie. That happened all of a sudden. Like so much stuff. Like slate, rocks, just everything. And I decided to make a feature of it because there's no fireplace, there's no chimney, and it's all been blocked up upstairs. There's no chimney breast or anything like that out there. So John built this again, wood from Wickes. We keep them in business, I tell you. Stained again. And then put in, and we sealed it and everything so it looks more like it's inbuilt, like it's always been there. I really like them, and a lot of people comment on them. Like someone came here yesterday who was buying a cabinet that we're upcycling that's been in this section for like a month. It's ridiculous. And yeah, they commented on it and thought it was a really good feature, so that's good. And I'll show you the living room from this side. There we go. And there's the dining room bit over there. So as you can see with this beam, it used to be two separate rooms, and there was a fireplace there and then a fireplace there in two separate rooms. So this would have been like a living room, and I think originally there would have been a door here, but you could have got through the hallway. I'll show you. There would have been a door there and like a small galley kitchen, and then there would have been a door there from the kitchen into like what was another room, which would have been a dining room or something. So yeah, so that would have been original, but in the 70s they knocked it through. If you're wondering if our ceiling is wonky, you are correct. It's not subsidence or anything like that. Obviously, we've had that all checked. But they basically decided when they built it, because they clearly didn't have the building regulations we do now in the 70s, that they didn't put all the same level of bricks on both sides, so it just slants. We like to think it's just quirky because it's a cottage, you know, and it's old. It's like 100 years old. So we are actually going to make this beam wooden. So the frame was already there. We discovered that when we took the ceiling down and took it all back to brick. And we discovered that the frame was there, and it just looked odd before when it was plastered. So we wanted to make it more of a feature by making it wooden. And also originally there were beams under here, but they were wrecked in the rewiring, because that was the first thing we got done, was rewiring it, and they got absolutely wrecked, so we couldn't save them. It was sad, but anyway. So then we've got this bit here. So I decided to make this bit at the bottom a little fireplace. Hello, Molly. Are you okay? You're just watching me talking to myself. So yeah, so I decided to make this in a fireplace. As you can see, more planks of wood from wicks. Cut, measured, stained, the whole lot in there and stuck together. And then, yeah, I've just made it into a little fireplace. That electric fire was actually here when we moved in. They said, did we want to keep it? And I was like, yeah, why not? So we did. And this brick is wallpaper, as you can see. But I think it looks quite good, actually, to be honest. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Like, you'd have to go really close to see the sheets of that it's like joined somewhere. I can't even see it. It's joined somewhere anyway at the back. And at the side, you can see if you push it, like there, you can see it in the corner. But yeah, you can't really see it. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. This bit needs finishing off because, as you can see, there's gaps here. We've got the wood for that as well, just needs measuring. Half of the time renovation is just having the time to do it, with John obviously working full time and me I've got two jobs, and just life in general is difficult. So yeah, this bit isn't finished. We're going to hide the wires as well because this is obviously really ugly. So we've got plans to hide them too. These pictures. So they're both from Desenio, and I think the frames are from the range. They're not glass are plastic. And the TV, I would like to point out, was free because John's mum and dad really like their big TVs and they like to keep them updated, and they wanted to get a new TV, so they gave us this one. So, you know, just thought I'd tell you. Because sometimes it looks like, like people have just endless amounts of money, doesn't it? And it's like, we don't. And yeah, and this is the other chimney brass. So I've put something a bit different in here. The candles are all battery powered and they're all from the range. The star's also from the range. It was blue in the last house. And if you look back on videos on my playlist, I've got videos of my previous house, so you might recognise a few things. And yeah, I just spray painted the star cream. Then this side. So I decided to make this third like sort of a kitchen because the kitchen's so small. I did consider about extending it, but I decided I'd like this idea better because we love our garden and it's huge, and we like the fact that it's huge and we have lots of plans for it. So, but I'll show you that at a different time in summer or something when we've got it a bit more sorted. But yeah, so again, these shelves are exactly the same as the ones on the other side. Wood from wicks, stained it again, brackets from the same place, all that. And then I've just added some nice bits on here. And we do use all these bits so they don't get particularly dusty. But I dust things over here anyway. But yeah, my love of candlesticks, you'll see later as well. But one of them is from H&M and the other one is from a antiques place. This artwork is actually from Small Business. Is it Brooke Marie Art or something's on Instagram? And I got the watering can print from her, and also the bird print is actually a card she sent with the order, and I thought it was really pretty, so I put it in a frame. And then the artwork down here is from Car Boot. It was Car Boot. That was it. That one's from the Car Boot. Oh. The lamp is an IKEA lamp, and the scale is also from a vintage place. And I can't remember where I got the sideboard because I searched so many places because I needed like the exact like width of it, and I can't remember where I got it from. But yeah, it's just got loads of dining stuff in, basically like tablecloths, napkins and stuff. But it's got some of the electric equipment that we don't use that much, like blender and stuff like that in there. And then this house, I got my first ever dining table, which I was very excited about. And as you can see, I love doing a tablescape. So the table's from IKEA, as is this chair. The other chairs are from all sorts of places. So my dad inherited a house when his mum died in Surrey, and me and John went to help get it ready to go back on the renters market. And this chair was in it, and I was like, can I have this chair, please? So I got it for free, and then obviously I painted it. I wanted the chairs to be different colours, so that's what I did. And then This one is from outside a pub. So we did ask permission. There was a few chairs stacked outside and it looked like they were going to chuck them. So we went in and asked and they said, you can have it for free. So this was actually from the pub that John's granddad's wake was in. So we went to the wake and walked back in funeral clothes carrying a chair, because that's just the way we roll. And then this one's from the same second-hand shop that the pink cabinet over there is from. It was in our last house and I painted it blue then because I had a lot of blue in that house, if you don't know. And yeah, and the seat cushions are from IKEA, as you can probably tell there. I just got a couple because John doesn't like the seat cushions, but some people do like a seat cushion, so that's why I only got 2. In here, I bought myself like an adult colouring book. So I've been doing it. These are, as you can see, it's a mandala one, and they are good for meditation. So yeah, I'm using it as a bit of sort of self-care and relaxing kind of thing. And these I got given for Christmas, like just colouring pencils. And yeah, this was from Amazon. It was like £4. And then I made a little Easter centerpiece. So these are from TK Maxx. I have some really good like natural looking fake flowers. This is from a vintage place again, or antiques. This is a few years old. This is from TK Maxx. This is a small business that at that market I went to the other day. I bought this, or the other week, Hina Community Fair. I bought one as well for my mum for Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day like yesterday, so I should have already seen it. This is from H&M, not H&M Next. And this is also from TK Maxx, and obviously we had to fill it with lots of eggs, and we keep walking past and nabbing one. And then this I think is from Morrison's. I had it in the last house as well, and we use it as a serving board, but I've just used it as a as a sort of centerpiece. But yeah, everything, obviously all this isn't usually here apart from these flowers that usually are in the middle of the table, but because it's Easter I've got a bit festive. And then the curtains again are from Dunelm. I've got my little window garden. This doesn't open anymore, by the way. I do want it replaced and have like minimal, you know, so these aren't in it, so you can have more of an unobstructed view, and that they actually open. But they did open, and then somewhere along the line they got stuck. John's had a look, can't figure out how to fix it. So they don't open. So I put a little garden here, indoor garden of some of my plants. But yeah, this plant stand's from IKEA, and the plants are from all over the place. I always seem to pick them up. Excuse me. So this bit here, this console table was in our last house, and the setup here is very similar to our last house. So this was in the kitchen there, and I've put a shelf above like I had there, and we just added hooks. I think this one came with hooks. We didn't add them. I think this one came with hooks and the whole bracket, I think. I can't remember. This is one of the first things we got in this house, and it was like quite a while ago. But yeah, so obviously this is like our drink stand. So we've got our glasses, mugs and stuff. And yeah, that print was also in the last house. It was above here on the wall in the last house. So yeah, so we've got a few bits and bobs in there. Some of it's in the dishwasher, hence the reason why it's quite empty. And then we've got this section, the middle section. So this is all opposite the TV. Actually, I'll show you from this end as well. Sorry if you're getting motion sickness right now. But there we are. Molly's watching me again from the other end of the room. So yeah, just got stabbed by a cactus. So yeah, this living room bit opposite the TV. So this sofa is from my last house, and I do want a new sofa. Like, it's just a bit ratty, and it's just a bit small for the space now, because our last house was much smaller, and this sofa was fine in there, but it's now not. Can you see me fluffing up my cushions? How, you know, I do that kind of thing. I don't like the whole chop thing. I think it's a bit silly, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, so I do want a bigger sofa, and I want it to be cream, and we've got space to move the sofa along there, and to move the cabinet next to it along to fit it in. So that's one of the things I want to do. These pictures above, so these shelves I think were from IKEA. It just means I can swap them around without like putting holes in and having to move things. We got very sensitive because it took us months to get this back to brick. So we did it ourselves. And then we got a plasterer in to do plaster the ceiling. Like we put the ceiling up ourselves, and then they did the rest of the plasterboard on the walls and did the plastering. And we're very lucky because John's mum and dad paid for the plasterer to come in and do that. So yeah, so that got sorted, and then we're waiting for the plaster to dry. Christmas last year, I think it was, and it was just plaster waiting for that to dry. And then we spent the week between Christmas and New Year painting in here like every day. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so some of these prints, 2 of these prints, the biggest ones, are from Desenio, and the frames, that frame's from Desenio, but the frames are from all over the place, and I can't remember where they all are. The plants from IKEA. But these other photos, the smaller ones, are ones that I've taken, and I got on that free prints thing, which you can get like 200 photos a month from there, and you just pay postage. You do have to pay a little bit if you want them bigger than A4, so a couple of these are bigger than A4, so I paid, it's literally pence. I think the whole thing cost me less than £2 to get these prints and some others as well, so can't complain. Cushions, covers, these are basically from Vinted. I think all of them are from Vinted. I love Vinted. You can get some like bargains on there. Like I see stuff in stores and then just buy them on Vinted, look for them on Vinted instead. Then footstool, Audi, that was in the last house. This rug is from IKEA. Probably going to get another one as well, because when we get the sofa and I want to put a chair here, a big like snuggle type chair there, I think we'll need another one, and I'll just layer it up. And then I do want another one of these rugs to go here in this space as well, because it's just empty. But once we have the chair there, it won't be as empty as that anyway. It's just, you know, it's a work in progress. This coffee table is from Mano Mano. I wouldn't say it was the most amazing quality, and I'll probably replace it for something vintagey on Facebook Marketplace at some point. But yeah, we didn't have a coffee table in our last house because we just didn't have enough room for one. So these baskets have got random bits in. They've got like pens and stuff, and they I think are from Home Sense or TK Maxx. These are from a small business, Cozy Home. They're on Instagram. They're recent. And then my current book read. Can't remember where the tissue box is from. I think this is from TK Maxx as well. And then these are from TK Maxx, Easter decorations and stuff. And then some like interior books and things on here as well. So, oh, my can. So then I have this section, which I'm really pleased with actually. It's one of my favourite sections that I've done. So the cabinet, or the sideboard, or whatever you want to call it, is from Facebook Marketplace. It was like 60 quid, and then I just basically just lightened it. All the handles and everything are the original handles because they're just so pretty, and it's just got great storage inside. Yeah, so it's really handy to get those bits that you don't want on show away. So then the plant hanger, I didn't tell you about the plant hanger before. 2 of them are from Argos, but this one isn't. This is actually a friend who did have a business, but I don't think she does it anymore. She made this and gave it to me, which is, it's so pretty. I had it in the last house and I bought it here. Same with these fake plants. The sign is from a second-hand place, Hina Antiques. It's been on Bargain Hunt and stuff. It's one of my favourite antique places. It's like a rabbit's warren. And then the typewriter was well given to me by my dad. It was my aunt's, his sister's. She died like when I was 3, and this is one of the things that he inherited when my grandma died that she just had, and he said I could have it, so there it is. It's on display. I've got more of those candle holders. Basically I get candlesticks wherever I go in antique places. One's from H&M, one's the other one to the antique one, and one's from TK Maxx, and 2 prints from TK Maxx, and so is the lamp. Also, I had a voucher because I've been working at TK Maxx for like 10 years, and I got this voucher, so that lamp was actually paid for by the voucher. And obviously I get discounts as well because I work there. So everything from TK Maxx I get a discount from. And yeah, that I think is it. So yeah, we did most of the work in here ourselves, got some money, learned vouchers. Oh, that light was from a friend as well. I didn't pay for that. She gave us a voucher for my birthday, or they gave me a voucher for my birthday, and that's how I paid for that lamp. So that's how we have done it basically. And yeah, here we go. as you can tell, we haven't got any skirting boards at the moment. They look so bad, but we don't get any skirting boards until we've replaced the flooring. The flooring's kind of a bit cheap, and I knew I wanted to replace it as soon as we moved in, basically. I knew that that was one of the things that I wanted to go. It's also got a big dent in it because of the stuff that came out of the chimney breast. It just great big boulder and just did a dent. Anyway, so we do want to do that at some point. I think I'm going to go for just like planks, wooden planks, because that will be in keeping with this, how this cottage was beforehand, because it's basically a workers' cottage. Around here is a really big mining community, so there's a lot of workers' cottage, and this was originally two houses or three houses with next door, but someone in the 70s converted it and made it into two instead of three. So I want to take it back and put some of the stuff back that the 70s renovation took out, basically. And yeah, so I did think of doing like a herringbone wood flooring thing, but I think the wooden planks would be in more keeping with the property originally, and also John prefers the planks as well, so that's what's going to happen. So we are going to do that at some point. I'm also a bit cautious about doing the flooring because we're still renovating other parts of the house. That are we just going to ruin it by dragging things through? So that's why the flooring's kind of waiting, and we're going to do other stuff in here. But yeah, we are going to be doing the hallway flooring soon, so I'm thinking maybe we should do this as well, but I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this living room, dining room tour. If you have any questions or I've like missed things, not covered things or whatever, then please let me know. I've tried to be honest with the cost and how we paid for things and that, because I think sometimes on social media it looks like people have got an endless pot of money for doing things, and this is very much a slow renovation. Like, we're taking our time, and yeah, because you know, money doesn't grow on trees, and I'm quite enjoying doing it slow because we're actually making the house exactly how we want it, rather than rushing and then looking back later and realising that it's not how we live, if you know what I mean, and having to change bits and redo bits and then spending even more money, and it'd just be a waste. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that. Because as I said, it really helps my little channel and helps my business as well, because that is basically a lot more of what this is all about. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and for supporting me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.